Hello students, welcome to video classes. So in the last class we had discussed about the resultant amplitude formula and the resultant intensity formula, and also we have solved some problems also. I'm sorry that yesterday I gave you the wrong formula for the intensity of light waves. Okay, so actually when you're going to refer to the amplitude, what is the resultant amplitude with the phase difference of phi? The formula is A is equals to under root of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. Okay, this is the formula to find out the resultant amplitude. So here A1 is the amplitude of the first wave, A2 is the amplitude of the second wave, phi is the phase difference between them. And what is the intensity here? Intensity I is proportional to A square. Always the intensity of the light wave or the wave is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. That implies what you can write, A is proportional to root I. I is proportional to A square or A is proportional to root I. Okay, these are the conditions. Now these values we have to substitute in this equation. Okay, if I am going to make the square, it will become A square is equals to A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. Okay, if you are taking the square on both sides, the square root will cancel and A will cancel. Now we have to substitute the intensities here. Then we have took the wrong step in the last class. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay, you can change the formula. Now the formula will becomes at the place of A square, what you can write I. At the place of A1 square, I1. At the place of A2 square, I2. At the place of A1, root I1. At the place of I2, root I2 you have to write. So then what happened to the resultant intensity formula? Resultant intensity I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root I1 I2 cos phi. Okay, this is the resultant intensity formula. You can just change the formula. Yesterday formula we had to run. Okay, this is the correct formula to find out the intensity. Intensity I is equals to I1 plus I2 plus 2 into under root of I1 I2 cos phi. I1 intensity of the first wave, I2 intensity of the second wave, and phi is the phase difference between the two light waves itself. Okay, so these are the formulas to find out the intensity. And next we have to find out what is the maximum intensity and the minimum intensity. Okay, the maximum intensity means what is going to happen here. Maximum intensity means both the amplitudes you are going to add them, and the minimum intensity means you have to subtract them. So it is also very important to write down the maximum intensity formula, minimum intensity formula in the terms of the amplitudes. Okay, when I refer to the maximum intensity, the maximum intensity can be written as the ratio of maximum intensity by minimum intensity. The ratio of maximum to minimum is equals to, maximum means what I will take, A1 plus A2. So it can be written as A1 plus A2 whole square by minimum intensity means subtraction you have to take. So A1 minus A2 whole square. Okay. So this is the formula to find out the maximum intensity and the minimum intensity of the ratio of the maximum intensity to minimum intensity of the two light waves. A1 plus A2 whole square and A1 minus A2 whole square. In case if one write down in the terms of intensities again. Okay, if one write down the terms of intensities, so what you can write, A1 means what you can write, root I1. So that means it is root I1 plus root I2. It will be whole square by intensity minimum means A1 means what you can write, root I1 minus root I2. It will be whole square. So this is the formulas we need to remember to find the answers itself. Okay, so resultant amplitude, resultant intensity, okay, resultant intensity and the ratio of the maximum to minimum intensities when the two light waves are going to be superimposed. Okay, try to remember these formulas which are very important. Okay, let us have the remaining problems. Okay. Welcome back, students. I hope all of you read the problem. So this problem is very important for PU and for the competitive part also. Take the star mark for this problem. So in the problem is given the two wavelengths are given in the Young's double slit experiment. The two wavelengths are there going to be used. One is the 6000 angstrom units and another one is the 4800 angstrom units. And you need to find out that what is the position, minimum distance from the central band where the two bright bands due to the two wavelengths will be coincides. So yesterday we have discussed about the condition. If the wavelengths are going to be changed, if the two wavelengths if you are going to be using, then the bright bands produced due to the two wavelengths will coincide at a particular point. Then the condition is n1 lambda 1 is equals to n2 lambda 2. And you have to find out the distance by n. Okay. So before that, first we have to find out that what is the n1 value and n2 value. Then it will be easy to find out the answer. For example, if you are saying that there are the two slits you are going to be taking here. This is S1 and this is S2. Here the screen is going to be attached. This is the center point O. Let us say that at this point P, the two light waves or the two bright bands are going to be coinciding. So this is the light wave and this is the second light wave are going to superimpose on at that point itself. Let us say that this distance is yn. When you are going to use lambda 1, n1 bright band is produced at the same point P. When you are going to use the lambda 2, n2 band is going to be produced, n2 bright band is going to be produced at the same point. That means n1 bright band and the n2 bright band both are going to be producing at the same point. This distance does not changes. Okay, the distance will be remains same. That means if you want to find out the distance, either you can use the n1 band or you can use the n2 band. Okay, so before that, first we have to find out what is the n1 band and what is the n2 band. Okay, what is the n1 and what is the n2 value. And after that, we can calculate the formula by using the formula. What is the formula you can use? The distance of nth band. Nth which band you have to take? Nth bright band you have to take. So yn is equals to, what is the formula? N lambda into capital D by small d. Yn is equals to n lambda into capital D by small d. Here small complication is there. What happens here? The distance does not changes whether you are going to use the lambda 1 or you are going to use the wavelength lambda 2. Because the distance will be same. But what is going to be changes? If you are going to use the first wavelength, okay, how many bands are going to be producing? N1 bands are going to be producing. If you are going to use the lambda 2, second wavelength, how many bands are going to be producing? N2 bands are going to be producing. So while you are going to substitute in the formula, any one wavelength you have to take. For example, if you are going to take the first wavelength to find out the yn value, because yn value is constant for both the wavelengths. But what is difference here? N1 and N2 will be changes. That's why if you are going to take the lambda 1, what is the number of bands you have to take? N1 you have to take. If you want to take the second wavelength, lambda 2, then which number you have to take? N2 you have to take. Okay, whatever you can use lambda 2 N2 or lambda 1 N1. In both cases, you are going to get the same answer itself. Okay, this is a very important point you have to remember in this problem. Okay, what is our first step? Our first step is to find out N1 and N2 values by using the formula N1 lambda 1 is equals to N2 lambda 2. After that, we are going to use the distance of nth bright band, n lambda into capital D by small d. And capital D value is given already in the problem, small d is also given in the problem. And either you can take lambda 1 means you can take n1. If you are taking lambda 2 means you have to take n2. That will give you the minimum distance from the central band where the two bright bands are going to be coincide. Okay, the problem is very important. Take the star mark. Okay, let us start the problems. Before that, write down the values which are given in the problem. So the first wavelength is given lambda 1 6000 angstrom units you can take. Lambda 1 is equals to 6000 angstrom units and lambda 2 is equals to, how much is given? 4800. So 4800 angstrom units. 4800 angstrom units. And what is the distance of the screen is given? The distance between the slits is given 0.2 millimeters. Small d is given 0.2 millimeters. That is equal to 0.2 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Okay, 2 into 10 power minus 3 meters. Next to which value, the distance of the screen is given 1 meter. So capital D is equals to given, capital D is equals to is given 1 meter. Okay, so these are the values are given to us. Let us write down the first condition is N1 lambda 1 is equals to N2 lambda 2. Okay, N1 lambda 1 is equals to N2 lambda 2. That implies N1 by N2. Okay, I am going to take this side. Then it becomes lambda 2 by lambda 1. N1 by N2 is equals to lambda 2 by lambda 1. Substitute the values here. Lambda 2. What is the lambda 2 value? 4800 by lambda 1 value how much? 6000. You are going to substitute the 6000. So what are the terms cancelled? 0, 0 will be cancelled. If I can cancel with the 12, 12 4s are, 12 5s are. That means it will becomes 4 by 5. So N1 by N2 is equals to 4 by 5. N1 by N2 is equals 4 by 5. What does that mean? N1 is equals 4 and N2 is equals to 5. That means if you are going to use the lambda wavelength, Okay, if you can use the lambda 1, 6000 angstrom units you can use. Then how many number of bright bands you are going to produce? 4 bright bands you are going to produce. In case, if you are going to be taking 4800 angstrom units, then how many number of bands you are producing? 5 bright bands are going to be produced. So that means when you are going to use these wavelengths, then at a particular point, the 4th bright band of the first wavelength and the 5th bright band of the second wavelength are going to be coincide. And we need to find out the distance. So from this we can recognize that N1 is equals to 4 and N2 is equals to 5 you can take. Okay. So in the problem when you are going to refer to this, we can use the N1 and lambda 1 we can use. Lambda 1 is 6000 and N1 is equals to 4 we are going to use. And the write down formula, the distance of the bright band, okay, the distance of the nth bright band. The distance of the nth bright band Yn is equals to what you can take N1 lambda 1 into capital D by small d. Okay, N1 lambda 1 into capital D by small d. Okay, this is the distance of the bands, nth band where the objects are going to be coinciding here itself. So you can recognize y N1 also you can write. Okay, y N1 is equals to N1 lambda 1 capital D by small d. If you want to use the second one, then what you can write y N2 is equals to N2 lambda 2 into capital D by small d. Okay, go and substitute the values here. N1 is how much you are take 4 into lambda 1 means how much you are going to take 6000 angstrom units, 6000 into 10 to the power of minus 10 into small d, capital D value how much is given? 1 is given by small d value how much is given? 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 3, otherwise it can be written as 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4. Now, when you are going to refer to this one, simplify these equations. Y N1 is equals to, first we can simplify the 10 powers. 10 power minus 4 is going to numerator. Okay, numerator means it becomes plus, already 3 zeros are there, plus 7, 10 power minus 10, 10 power minus 3. 6 fours are, it will becomes 24 into 10 to the power of minus 3 by 2. Okay, 24 by 2. What is the 24 by 2 value? 12. So it will be 12 into 10 to the power of minus 3, it will be in meters. So this is the distance of the point or the bands where the two bright bands are going to be coinciding itself. If I write down in the millimeters, then what happened? It will be written as 12 millimeters. So that implies Yn1 is equals to 12 millimeters, because if you want to convert it into millimeters, you have to multiply with 1000. Okay, this is the answer. So you are going to get the same answer if you are going to use N2 lambda 2 also, because at the same distance only what happened, the 4th bright band and the 5th bright bands are going to be coinciding itself. Okay, so this is the problem which is very important. Many times it is asked in the examination for the 5 marks questions. Okay, let's go for the next problem. Hello students, welcome back. So what are the problem we are observing right now? It is very important for the competitive part also. So in the problem is clearly saying that in Young's double slit experiment, the wavelength of the light is not changing, the wavelength of light is constant, and here capital D and small d is changing. The distance of the screen and the distance between the slits is going to be changing here. So how it is changing? The distance of the screen is going to be increased by 10%, and the distance between the slits is decreased by 20%. Then you have to find out what is the percentage change in the fringe width. Okay. So before that, write down the given values here. Okay. First we can take the distance of the, always many times I told you that whenever the percentage problems will be given to you, initial value you can take 100. Okay, initial value you have to take 100. And the final value, if it is going to be increases, then you can take plus. If it is decreases, you can take minus. How much percentage is increasing? That much plus you have to take. If it is going to be decreasing, minus value you have to take. So first we can write down the distance of the screen. So the distance of the screen, capital D is equals to what we can take? 100. Okay, D1 is equals to 100. And what about D2? D2 is equals to. So what is going to be happen here? It is going to be increased by 10%. Okay, the distance of the screen is increased by 10%. 10 percentage means what happens? 100 plus 10. So it will becomes 110. Okay, D1 is equals to 100 and D2 is equals to 110. Let us say that these are the units. Okay, 100 units and 110 units. Let's go for the small d value. When you refer to the small d, distance between the slits, D1 is equals to initial, how much you can take? 100. Okay, D1 is equals to initial, you can take 100. And final D2 is equals to, what is happening to the distance between the slits? Decreased by 20%. Decreased by 20% means you have to take minus. So how much percent is decreasing? 20%. That means 100 minus 20 we have to take. 100 minus 20 means what happened? It will becomes 80. 80 units. Okay, if you are confusing here, you can write down this is 100 minus 20. That is equals to 80. It is also, you can write down that it will be 100 plus 10. That is equals to 110 units. Okay, 110 units. So D1 value you have, D2 value you have. D1 small d1 and small d2. Okay, now what is the fringe width will be depends. If the wavelength is constant, then the fringe width beta is directly proportional to capital D by small d. That means beta is proportional to capital D by small d. That implies beta 2 by beta 1. Okay, beta 2 by beta 1 is equals to, it can be written as D2 by D1 into, it will be reverse. So D1 by D2. Because capital D is directly proportional, that's why D2 by D1 you are writing. Small d is inversely proportional. So that's why you can write the small d1 by small d2 you are writing. Okay, go and substitute the values here. That implies beta 2 by beta 1 is equals to, beta 2 by beta 1 is equals to d2 value. D2 value how much it is there? 110 by D1 value how much it is? 100 into D1 value. D1 value how much it is? 100 by D2 value how much is given? It is 80. Okay, cancel the equal terms here. 100, 100 is going to be cancelled and 0, 0 is going to be cancelled. That means you are going to get 11 by 8. So B2 by B1 is equals to 11 by 8. What is this B2 by B1 represents? This B2 by B1 represents only the fractional change. But in the problem is asking the percentage change. Percentage change means what happens? You are going to take the minus 1. Okay, if you are going to take the minus 1, then it will becomes fractional change, and then after that you have to multiply with 100. That means if you want to find out the percentage change, B2 by beta 2 by beta 1 minus 1 into 100. Okay, beta 2 by beta 1 minus 1 is a fractional change, into 100 it will be the percentage change. That means it can be written as 11 by 8 minus 1 into what you can take? 100. Okay, 11 by 8 minus 1 into 100. Go and simplify this equation. That is equals to 8 will be taken as LCM here. 8 will be taken as LCM. So 11 minus 8, how much you are going to get? 3 into, how much is there? 100. Okay, 300 by 8. If you are going to simplify this equation, you are going to get the percentage change of beta. Percentage change in beta is equals to 37.5 percentage. 37.5 percentage. So 37.5 percentage, it is increasing or decreasing? It is increasing. Why you are saying it is increasing? Because the fractional change you are going to get positive value. 11 minus 8 you are going to get plus 3. So that's why what happened? The fringe width is going to be increases. And increases by how much? 37.5% it is going to be increases. If I will simplify this, you are going to get this value. Okay, this is the process of the solution. And the problem is very important for the competitive part also. Okay, so that's all for today. See you in the next class with the next answer. Thank you.